Hi, Jim Romer, with your Weather Wealth Report, the only all commodity weather newsletter covering commodities from grains, natural gas, soft commodities, and giving trading strategies and long range forecasts. Plus, you get my free software used by farmers and agricultural businesses all over the world to make long range weather forecast predictions. We are going to talk today about the cotton market, about potentially hot weather for late September and October for coffee, the stronger dollar, what's going on with China, and also this major bull move in sugar may possibly come to an end if the Indian drought breaks, which we see, and depending what the Indian government does. Is the rain too late to help the sugar crops both in India and also Thailand? That is the big question. So first of all, the really big weather markets over the last few months in soft commodities has certainly been both in sugar and also in cocoa. A lot of disease issues in West Africa right now. Farmers didn't really take the proper time to fertilize their pods, their trees over the last year or two post-COVID has created this bull market in cocoa. But for sugar, we've seen this big move up about 15 to 20% here the last month or so, which we did catch at least part of in our Weather Wealth newsletter and various options and ETF strategies. We broke up through resistance here a week or two ago as the Indian government had made an announcement they're going to cut off exports of sugar. Combine that with the drought in Thailand and the higher crude prices, we've been in a roaring bull market in sugar. Higher crude prices tend to create more of a switch to ethanol in South America and less sugar production. But that could all be changing here with up to 200% normal rainfall in India, the best rains in over a month and a half. Will it be too late to help the sugar crop? That's the important thing you need to know to trade options in futures. Subscribe to my newsletter, Weather Wealth. We'll give you these strategies, whether it's too late or not, to help the crop. There's a look at the situation in India right now in green, above normal rainfall going into the beginning of October, a huge change in the weather pattern. But is it too late to help the crop? If the Indian government decides in a month or so, hey, we got enough rain, we're not going to restrict our exports of sugar, that market will break 10 or 15%. Notice the red over the Gujarat there that's on the border of Pakistan. That has been dry for a month and a half. That is going to lower the Indian cotton crop over the next few weeks or so. We've been bullish cotton really since the beginning of July. Notice this weather spider I have for all commodities in my newsletter, Weather Wealth. This was over 2 months ago. Now the global crop index is +3 with problems in Texas, problems in India, reduced acreage in China from flooding. But the problem is the economic fundamentals, okay? So the economic fundamentals are about -3 or -4. The global crop's at +3. So we're in a neutral to bullish camp. This scale, each one of these different criteria go from +4 to -4. The total score is about 20 to 25. We've been slightly bullish, but more cautious right now. And the reason the economic scale in cotton has been bearish versus the global bullish weather situation is because of concerns over a slowdown in the Chinese economy. And that has weakened the Chinese yuan. It's strengthened the dollar. Look at my friend George Washington here holding his head. That dollar is hurting some of the commodity markets. But we have some strategies longer term for cotton as well. One of the reasons the latter part of this past week, cotton prices sold off, not just because of the economic situation in China, is these rains in West Texas easing the drought. Up to 400% of rainfall here next week. But I think it's too late to help the cotton crop. We're going to see a very important USDA crop report next week. And if not next week, the next month in October, we're going to likely see reduced crops in China and India due to all these weather problems. If the Chinese economy was to stabilize, then cotton could go back to $1. If not, we may go back to 75 to 80 cents. What else is happening right now we're watching? Well, Brazil's had a big crop, excellent harvest weather, no frost this past summer, their winter. We've been bearish coffee really in call options for clients really since $2 like 6 months ago. But this is the way things look with what we call a negative Antarctic oscillation index. It's not just El Nino, folks, that affects Brazil's weather. Typically during El Ninos, you have generally pretty good weather for the Brazil coffee bloom. Some strong El Nino events if combined with a negative AAO, can result in dry October weather there, as you see. An AAO index, similar to what happens in the Northern Hemisphere during the winter. A negative AO, negative Arctic Oscillation Index, brings cold vortexes south and creates spikes in natural gas. The Arctic in the Northern Hemisphere is so warm right now, from what I believe is climate change. I don't expect a cold winter consistently in the United States, but this is South America now. This is a negative AAO, a warm red block over Antarctica, in combination with El Ninos, can about 2/3 of the time, here are all the analog years, produce dry weather in Brazil there. October is going to be the key month for the coffee market. Is coffee prices oversold right now? Well, the dollar continues to strengthen. We've had a pretty big harvest. We may have some bullish strategies later, potentially, if my in-house program here continues to suggest dry weather. I'll be coming up with these strategies in sugar and cocoa and cotton and coffee, all the soft commodities here in the next few weeks. We hope you join us, and we hope that you take a 2-week free trial period to Weather Wealth. Again, it's the only commodity newsletter in the world that not only has very accurate forecasts, but makes trading strategies with my 38 years of experience in this business. Please go to my site and get a 2-week free trial period. I'd love to help you. Thank you. Have a very nice weekend.